Come closer, let's taste the life and touch the sky, yeah, till it's over, over. In a minute we're sober, we're born to live and die for love. We know that, know that. We be running and running and running the storm, you and me. We be loving and living above and beyond. I do, and I know that you do too. They don't know you, don't know you, don't know you like I do, I do. I promise to be in with you. I got you, I will come through. We like colors, not black and white. We paint the sky with our colors, colors. Yeah, no limit. The speed of life, we on the highway. We savage, savage. We be running and running and running the storm, you and me. We be loving and living above and beyond. I do, and I know that you do too. They don't know you, don't know you, don't know you like I do, I do. I promise to be in with you. I got you, I will come through. No, they got nothing on you. I got you, I will come through. I got you. You. We been running and running against the storm. I do, and I know that you do too. I promise to be in with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you, I will come through. Baby, get me. Yeah, yeah. No, they got nothing on you. Yeah, yeah. I got you, I will come through. Yeah, yeah. You can watch me glow. You can watch me glow. I could wait 1,000 days. You never wait for me. You never wait for me. Even when I ran away, you're all that I could see. You're all that I could see. When I could hardly walk on my own, I had to lift myself out of the trench below. Haven't I suffered enough to let you go? Let you go, let you go now. You love me right for a minute, even though I try so hard to forget it. All you do is pave the way so I could reinvent myself. You can watch me glow. You can watch me glow. You can watch me glow. let's be real. I got my hands on the steering wheel, on my blue Mustang. I go where I want, I do my own damn thing. So shatter the mirrors, I ain't looking back now. Pedal to the floor, cause I'm not a backseat driver. I'm taking control. I set the city on fire. Wherever I go, nothing can slow me down. Nothing can slow me down. I take charge. Don't ask questions, I'm just living large, breaking all the rules. In a flash of light, I go flying by you. So shatter the mirrors, I ain't looking back now. Pedal
to the floor. Hello, and welcome to Show and Tell Live. Excited to have you all here. Good to see each and every one of you. We are glad to be back for another Friday edition of our show. Thank you to Show and Tell Alex for subscribing, but not as much thanks as we're going to give to Macaroni and Brie for their gift subscription. Thank you, Mac and Brie, and Cold Town, thanks for being here as well. It is another week, and we are ready to get some goofs and some shenanigans out of our system so that we can live productive, normal lives the rest of the week, as you all know. But of course, we cannot do it alone. So first, let me introduce a man who single-handedly has built a house with his own 2 feet. It's Alex.
It was going great, and then that damn wolf showed up and huffed and puffed it all away. After the
Up next, another productive member of society, an individual who single-handedly reformed the entire prison complex by just getting everyone together to talk about it. It's Max.
Once I realized that we just needed to sing Kumbaya, I could end the destructive practice of the privatized prison system.
Yep, that's all it took. Up next, an extremely productive individual, a person who gathered up all of the existing Nobel Prizes and melted them down into a homeless shelter. It's Dan.
Now it's like everyone gets the prize, you know?
And last but certainly not least, quite the productive individual, just through and through a capitalist, oil baron, steel tycoon. Yep, that's it. It's Steve.
Hey, look at this.
And there's our prop for the
evening. Hello, everyone. And like I said, welcome. Glad to have you all here.
You think we'll have to explain what a fidget spinner is to our children?
No, I don't think anyone's going to have I think there's going to be a collective social forgetting where we're just
going to have a plaque where I mount this to my wall.
Does the plaque also spin?
I kind of think fidget spinners are going to be our currency in a few years, but...
Really? So you're thinking Fallout universe happens, but instead of bottle caps, it's fidget spinners?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
What's the ratio of fidget spinners to fidget cubes, though, is my question.
Oh, interesting. I think a fidget cube is like a $20 bill.
So how much? Oh, so it's like a 1 to 20 in that case?
Yeah. You know
So
those
when
fancy, weighted fidget spinners, like the nice kind?
Yeah.
Those
So
are like
what-
a $2 bill.
When are we just going to hurry up and put Harriet Tubman on the fidget cube?
That's what we all want. Wow, what a layered joke. Really, really multi-sided, just like a cube. Oh,
Wow. So many dimensions.
Fidget about it.
And then 20 fidget cubes equal a Tesla coin.
Ah.
True.
Yeah.
Which is worth exactly 0.004 of a Dogecoin. That's right, Doge is going to the moon. Anyways, let's do some improv. Let's move on from our existence. I don't know if this is the place to go. Dan, did you just sing the chowder part?
No,
Take
motion
the
assigns
sun
it
and
to
you
the
take
moon.
Oh. Cool. Let's go. You guys remember the show Chowder? Not the point.
Well, we have to explain that to our kids, and the circle is complete. Now we can move on.
We're gonna play our game called Barnyard Wisdom. What we need to go ahead and get started is what would be a weird place to throw a party. That's right. It's the distant past where you can throw parties, and you've decided to throw a weird one. Where are you gonna throw it? Could be something like a floating trash barge. That's a weird place to throw a party.
You'd have to be quite strong to throw a floating trash barge.
That's true, Max.
Feels
Quite
like just
strong.
throwing a party in the trash.
Which is what we had to do.
Yeah.
Which is our icon for our Discord. It's our private Discord.
Yeah.
It is a trash party. Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite photo. Yes. JMLD, I think that would be a phenomenal party. We're gonna go with a closed laundromat. So this is some barnyard wisdom about laundromats. Well, you know what they say. If your cycle's set to spin,
Then you're gonna go round and round in circles. Well, you know what they say. If the machine takes 2 quarters,
Then you gotta make sure you get 2 quarters. Well, you know what they say. If the laundry pod is blue,
Then it's very good to eat. You know what they say. One man's lost sock?
Is another man's lost glove. Well, you know what they say. Your clothes might not be dry after 1 go.
but after 2, they're still not gonna be wet. Well, you know what they say. You can bring some soap from home.
but if you do, you'll need dryer sheets too. Well, you know what they say. If the machines are all taken,
then you gotta take them all back. Well, you know what they say. No dogs here.
But you could be a dog doing laundry yourself. You know what they say. The spin cycle of life goes on.
And the spin cycle of death never ends. Well, you know what they say. Leaving your laundry in the bin is risky business.
But leaving it on the line is a close call. That's the barnyard.
oh, I feel so wise.
Yeah, no, so learned.
Wisdom off the charts.
Very different laundromat than the one we talked about last week.
It's true. Very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. No existential horror in that one.
Or pocket dimensions.
So,
Yes.
this Tuesday, we were playing a game, and a certain term came up, and then at the end of that game, we said that we would make some merch out of it. I went ahead and made some merch out of it, and I think that you guys are really going to appreciate this one because I put quite a bit of work into this.
Yep. And here it is. Apocalypse Cow.
It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alex.
More like Apocalypse Wow.
This is maybe your finest creation.
Thank you.
It's so good.
The gradient and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the bits, Macaroni and Brie.
It's
Thank you.
It's-
Thank you.
Like, it's really good.
So I took the movie poster for
Yeah.
now,
Mhm.
and I photoshopped the guy out, and then I photoshopped the cow in.
Right.
And the
I did
font.
it all in
Yeah.
paint.
You did this all in paint?
Well, Paint 3D, which is like
Ah.
plus.
It's a 3-dimensional shirt?
Yes, you can reach
You
out
can-
and touch it.
If you join our Discord, you can 3D print this shirt.
Oy.
Wow. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
so that is Apocalypse Cow. I hope you all appreciate it and enjoy.
Oy. People might have also seen a Bob Ross painting yesterday
Oh,
with
yes.
ASMR.
Ah,
Yeah, it was a weirdly pleasant experience. I'm not gonna lie. The ASMR part, I could take or leave, but the following along to a Bob Ross was like genuinely a very enjoyable and therapeutic experience, and I would recommend it. You can get pretty far in MS Paint. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Paint with
I
Dom,
would
new
love-
series, let's go.
I would
Dom?
love for chat to follow along to a Bob Ross at home and then send us their results.
Dom Ross.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if there's interest in that from chat and like genuine interest and not like meme interest of doing group paint-alongs, I would happily lead that each week
Ooh.
if that's something that people were genuinely
Yeah.
interested in. But because like I said, it was very therapeutic in a lot of ways. Yeah.
All more bits. Thank you, Mac and Bree.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you,
everyone.
Mac and Brew.
Heyo.
We do need a PO box, but
We do.
we got a long list of other things we need first, I think.
I feel like we're not quite big enough for that yet.
Yeah, maybe not. But
Just send it to Philadelphia. We'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know where to
I'll
look.
just write our address in chat.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there you go.
do you think we're ever gonna get to a point where like Philadelphia has just gone so far off the rails that they're only gonna airdrop in things like they do in like a battle royale style game where it's like the mail comes down and everyone's like on a rooftop and they're like, the mail, it's on South Street, we have to get there before nightfall, right? Like,
Philadelphia is going to become like the dark zone.
yeah. Oh, what's that movie? Escape to New York or Escape from New York? That's what it's called.
Lost in New
Where-
York?
No. I think it's called Escape from New York, where they basically, the theory is that Manhattan became a prison island and they shut down all of New York City.
No.
You ever seen this movie?
You're thinking of Arkham City. That's a
I was
video
just
game,
going to
Dom.
say,
No, I
yeah,
know
Batman,
that's a video game, but I'm telling you, this is a movie. I think it stars Kurt Russell, maybe?
That sounds familiar. I totally believe you that it exists. I just don't know what it is.
Do you think there's gonna be like a real life AR Fortnite city where like whoever owns Fortnite is gonna buy a city and then make it so that you actually go on a plane and you skydive out of it and then you have like these AR goggles on and you can like go around and shoot people and build things?
No, because I think that would lead to real life murder.
Yeah, if someone skydived with AR goggles on, I'd be like, oh, so they're dead? Okay, good. Good to know. I'm glad they're
No,
dead.
I don't think it's that. I think it's that people would get so caught up and carried away with the game that some people would forget to use their AR guns and just straight up strangle someone to death.
Can you
and-
do that? And
Aha, I won the battle royale, and everyone's like, oh my god.
I could see them
perfect
making like
crime.
a laser version of like a battle royale game.
Yeah,
Like
like-
laser tag style or even paintball style.
Yeah, I
could
was
see.
gonna say paintball. Paintball's probably easier for that because you're not trying to do like stuff over such a large area.
what if every person has their own construction crew and they can build them platforms around them, just like in the game?
But they do still have to follow OSHA approved regulation at
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah.
Permits must be submitted to the city for each additional
Yeah.
building structure.
Oh my god,
If
That sounds
If you're
like
a project
little
manager.
mini video idea, Fortnite, but it's OSHA approved.
OSHA approved Fortnite. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, that's good.
Steve, nice
I do
hair, says Toon.
Nice hair. Thank you. I've been feeding him.
He's not in the hat today?
No.
Okay, good.
Steve, where's your prop rabbit?
Where's my prop rabbit? I haven't had a rabbit since high school, and that was
All right, and on that note, we're going to move on to our next game, a game we all know well. Mayhaps we play it too much, mayhaps not, based on what I hear from my mother. That's Comment Thread. So what we're going to need
What? Can we unpack that?
Can we get a stream that's just Dom's mom reacts to Show and Tell live? Just her in the bottom left corner.
All I get from her is a message every week that's like, great show, love you, play more Comment Thread. So, we're gonna, thanks for the notes, always appreciated. Attack on Titan AR, horrifying. I'm watching the last season now, and all I can say is horrifying. Anyways, what we're gonna need is just one syllable words to go ahead and get started. You all know the drill by this point.
I know I normally mess up in this game, but I'm predicting it now. I'm getting first this time.
I believe it.
I'm not gonna choke. All right. I'm definitely gonna get first and not get out on the first hint Steve gives me. No,
I will
sorry.
give you something super niche and super specific. So you
No. He's fine with those. You need to give him very common pop culture reference.
Because I've wired my brain to the niche, so now if you go so common, it'll go right through me. All right, here we go.
That's how I got both Max and Dan out last time. I just referenced a person.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good strat.
I'm thinking of a dairy product that is often in sandwiches and accompanying pastas. It is comes in a variety of flavors.
You're
it's popular in
thinking
France.
Of cheese. I'm thinking of small biting insects that often inhabit dogs or cats.
You're thinking of fleas. I'm thinking of when someone's like really out of breath, they might do this action and like hunch over. And...
Oh, no. You're thinking of wheeze. I'm thinking of small insects, but they don't bite. They land on flowers and sometimes they sting people.
Oh, no, you're thinking of bees.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of that thing that you better know if you have any manners.
Oh, you're thinking of the word please. I'm thinking of a bodily reaction that happens when there's too much dust up in your nose. And
You're thinking of a sneeze.
Oh, yes.
I'm thinking of that super common improv game where you gotta stop doing whatever you're doing and then...
Oh, no, you're thinking of freeze. I'm thinking of those little veggies that, come in a little pod and they're cute and little...
Oh, no. You're thinking of peas. I'm thinking of the thing that I'm trying to catch tonight because I haven't been sleeping very well lately.
Oh, no. You're thinking of Z's. I'm thinking of those things that sometimes you bump into people if you're attacking them with your legs. That was a weird way to reference them. Sometimes you go down on one of them if you really like
Oh, you're thinking of your knees. I hope.
how do I describe these things?
Those bendy bits in the middle. I'm thinking of something that bullies do to less fortunate kids where they make fun of them. Although sometimes society has decided.
You're thinking of tease.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of a common exasperation onomatopoeia, which can often be shortened from a biblical reference.
Oh, you're thinking of G's. I'm thinking of, you sign up for a new phone plan and you're like, great, I got the new iPhone, it's gonna be hype. But then you look at your bill and they added a bunch of these things to it, and you're like,
no. Dan, no! You're thinking of fees. I personally am thinking of medication does this to the pain.
No. You're thinking of ease.
Yes.
I'm thinking of that thing that happens during a nice warm summer day, and it's.
Oh, you're thinking of a breeze. I'm thinking of when a customer gets really angry, so you have to come up with a way to dull that anger. So you give them promotions or try to make them feel better.
Are you thinking of please?
Mm-mm.
Please the customer?
No. Anyone?
Does anyone know?
Appease?
It is appease.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounded like you were trying to please the customer. That's what I heard.
Appease the customer.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot for that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I thought it was going to be a trickier one, but...
It was tricky.
Well, I hope Dom's mom approved.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll figure it out. I'm thinking of the stuff that animals are covered in. It's not hair, but it's hair-like.
Oh, you're thinking of fur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of that guy that might have killed Alexander Hamilton.
No. You're thinking of Aaron Burr. I'm thinking of one of the gifts from the wise men to Jesus.
Oh, no, you're thinking of myrrh.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that thing that a dog says to you when it wants you to back off, buckaroo.
You're thinking of grrr. I'm thinking of a mean word to describe people that are generally not in a position of power.
Oh, you're thinking of slur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of, like, if somebody asks you, like, if you want a glass of water, or, like, if they're like, you want to go for a walk, or just, like, a general question, and you want to say yes, but you really aren't committed to the yes, but you're ultimately saying yes nonetheless.
Oh. You in that instance, you're thinking of sure. What I am thinking of is the sound that a cat makes when it's happy.
Oh, no, you're thinking of her. I'm thinking of that thing that you do when you do agree to a point specifically. You think that they have made a good point and that you agree with that point and would like to voice your agreement.
I got nothing.
I can't describe it any more than that. No one?
I actually don't know.
I don't either.
I think chat got it. I'm reading it now. I think chat got it, but
Did they get it? Is it concur?
Yeah.
Yeah, chat got it. Well, there I go again.
Sorry, Alex.
There I go again on my own.
Your word
We
choice
set
is too
arbitrary
strong.
rules at the beginning, and we got to stick to them.
Yep.
Or what is this game?
What is improv but arbitrary rules?
I had other ones, and I thought I could on that one, but I slipped you up too good.
Too slippery. I'm thinking of a... Am I thinking of that? Yep, I'm going to commit to it. I'm thinking of the first name of a backyard/beach sport that ends in ball. It comes from the practice of one thing going back and forth.
Oh, you're thinking of volley?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm thinking of the place in California that sort of has wood involved, but where they make the movies. Also, just the beginning of it, though.
You're thinking of Holly? Okay. I'm thinking of a drug that is slightly psychedelic in nature, that can make you feel ecstasy.
No, you're thinking of Molly. I'm thinking of a toy that was famous in the late 90s about a plastic female individual who was incredibly flexible and had their own house and real estate.
You're thinking of Polly?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of this other wood that someone of the Parton vicinity made. Their famous actress.
No, Dan, you're thinking of Dolly. There's definitely no other way to describe that. I'm thinking of another wood. This one originating in India.
Oh, you're thinking of Bali. I'm thinking of the inevitable downfall of mankind that will inevitably be their own fault.
Oh, no, you're thinking of Folly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of that when you're playing the third generation of Pokemon, and there's this goddamn rival of yours, and he just has so many strong mons towards the end, and you're really thinking about him. You think that he's just a flat structure that could hold up a building, but you know he's more than that.
Definitely not any other way you could phrase that.
Ooh, I don't.
Or he's maybe a robot in space that falls in love, but that's besides the point.
Raleigh?
Raleigh.
Raleigh.
I don't know this person.
It's a
I don't know
Wally.
them.
It's
You're
Wally,
referencing something I don't know.
Well, that's a good move on Dan's part then.
Yeah.
You got you
I know it
out.
goes.
He's playing.
Dan,
what
you
is-
might get first place here.
I'm
You called
trying.
your shot.
I'm
He's
trying.
doing
Who is this person? Oh, Wally?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I also
Whatever.
gave you the Pixar movie Wall-E at the end there, but you didn't get it. So it's
You also said he's a wall person.
well, yeah, I was helping him out.
A flat structure that holds up buildings.
Whatever. Whatever.
I gave him 2 escape routes. Okay.
All right, Babe Ruth, you pointed to right field at the beginning of this. Can you actually pull it off?
No, this is exactly where I choke.
Where do you suggest that, Dan?
The second Max took Bollywood, I'm like, I'm screwed. that was my last one.
I knew you had Bollywood in your pocket, Dan.
Yeah.
Wait,
I had to take it from him.
Oh, man.
I was wondering if you were gonna do Nollywood, which is Nigeria Hollywood.
I'm gonna give you a hard one. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for the hardest ones.
All right. I am thinking of a borough of Manhattan that is a little bit rougher. It is where a lot of the mob movies take place.
You're thinking of Queens?
Sure.
I'm thinking of when you have denim on your legs.
No, you're thinking of jeans. I'm thinking of the people that are often in charge of community colleges.
You're thinking of deans. I'm thinking of the increments that a movie is divided up into.
No, you're thinking of scenes. I'm thinking of the thing you need to make ends for. Whether or not they are justified is entirely up to the
you're
individual.
thinking of means.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of the action that maybe like a maid or a janitor would do around your house.
No, you're thinking of cleans. I'm thinking of. Oh no. Oh no! Wow!
You couldn't think of beans?
No, I wasn't thinking of beans. Sometimes you get too abstract and you can't work your way back to normal words.
Dom, were you trying to get him out right away with the Bronx?
I was like,
I guaranteed if we do Bronx, I can have 2 or 3 words and Dan is gonna die immediately.
no, I would immediately have chonks in my back pocket.
Yeah, but the rules state the second person can't be wrong no matter what. So
Yeah,
you got it right.
Honestly, I was just like, which one is a one syllable? And Queens was the first one I thought of. So
Yeah, I was thinking of stonks.
Yeah, stonks.
The
The
plonks.
plonks.
Plonks is a good one.
The plonks is a good one.
yeah, I also had teens in my back pocket for that too. That's gonna be like a demographic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when all else fails, just say pants.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
pants can't be wrong.
That's true. That's true.
Dom, do you think we're gonna get like a post-game review, like 1 out of 10 from your mom on how that went?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Usually it's
Yeah, let
just
us know,
more, please. But,
Donks.
you know,
Donks.
Oh man.
big donk energy.
Anyone a Donkey Kong man in the chat?
No. Why would you main Donkey Kong?
Wait, we have a burning question in chat.
It's usually Max. Max and Dan are the two that usually win in that conversation.
That
for
could be
my
a good
mom
thing or a bad
specifically.
thing. Maybe we're in conversation because we're the problem children.
Not usually how favorites work, but okay.
Well, the
we're gonna
favorite
do
one's the
something-
most rowdy because it's also the most lovable, you know?
That's true. That's true. There's an adorability factor to it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do something a little different this week that I thought would just be real fun and real simple. Really didn't put too much work into it. But we're gonna play a classic round of everyone's favorite game, Kill, Fuck, Marry, or Fuck, Marry, Kill, depending. There's controversy as to the correct order of things. I think it's regional. I've also been told I'm just wrong, so hard to say. Which to me is originality. But okay,
look,
lots of
chat
corrections in
agrees.
chat.
Everyone agrees.
Wow.
All right, all right.
Everyone agrees.
It's almost like we write these laws in middle school for a reason, okay?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Why did he vote for you as class president? You didn't.
So spaketh the 7th graders. No, it was done.
So first up is Dan.
Oh, my fave.
Yay! So chat, what we're gonna need is just 3 random things. Could be
People.
people,
Zach and Bree's got a good one
celebrities.
right off.
That is a good one. Okay, that's a good suggestion, Toonwit. Let's keep these ideas coming. Dan, I don't want you to look at chat. I want it to be a
Oh.
surprise what we
Yeah.
I'll Minimoose. I did see Toonwits. That was the last one I saw.
Minimosby. Yes, these are great. These are great suggestions. Dan's gonna have a real tough time with these ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be living things. They could be concepts or structures or national parks, or really whatever your heart desires.
You could just make up a word too.
You could just make up a word. We're really
Yeah, it
not.
doesn't have to be a word that already exists.
Toonwit,
True.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were reorganizing the letters there, and I got real confused.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, I think we've got enough suggestions for this round. So we'll give it a go.
All right. What do you?
All
got
right,
for
Dan.
me?
Here are your 3 things.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. 1, a cheese grater.
Okay.
2, tintinabulation.
Tintinabulation. Okay.
3, the Babadook.
A Babadook. Okay. Well, okay. I think I just have to be very obvious in what's gonna give me the most long. I don't know if this is how everyone else does this, but I usually pick my Mary first. I want to
Okay.
pick someone that will be the most interesting and will support me the longest for a long amount of time.
That's
so
fair.
I'm gonna have to marry the Babadook.
Okay.
I don't know
Not
how
the
to
choice
spell
I
it.
was thinking.
I don't know how to spell it. I guess I can open chat back up now to know how to spell it. I was right. I put an extra A in there.
Yeah, it's true. Babadook is an
yeah,
LGBT icon.
Yeah, because you know they have good support for other people, and they probably would for myself too. I think out of principle, I don't think I can fuck a cheese grater, so I think I have to kill the cheese grater.
Good choice. Good
And
choice.
that leaves me with the amazing experience of having relations with Tintin-abulation, which, it'll be a first for mankind everywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I just want to say, coming off of your comment that you can't fuck a cheese grater, I wanted to say, not with that attitude. You can't. Sorry, I had a bit of a stroke right there.
He didn't say you can't. He said that he shouldn't out of principle, which
That's true.
Oh,
It's a
you
moral
can.
problem.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm. In terms of the ability to do so, you very much can. But not that I would know.
You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot. Cheese graters are celibate by nature. It's a cultural thing. I forgot.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Celibate by nature.
moral dilemmas, we're gonna go on to our next game, Moral Dilemma. So what we need from the chat is just a bunch of morality questions, right? Is this thing good? Is this thing bad? Should I do this? Will God be angry if I do this? Whatever you're feeling. I'm sure you've got these questions in your own life. Maybe they're real, maybe they're fictional. But go ahead and start throwing them in chat. And our very own Daniel will have to sort through the complex morality of the human existence.
Like I do every week.
Like we do every week here on Show and Tell Live. So go ahead and throw them in there.
Okay.
And keep them coming.
I realize I might have my angel and devil switched here, but who's
That's
to
fine.
say? Okay. I will correct. All right, look at your rolls in the dock.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We'll wait for a few more to come trickle on in. That's enough. Okay, here we go. Angel and devil, I ask you another favor in my time of need. First, I'm always talking about myself, and I just want to start off by asking, how are you guys doing? I never really ask. Angel?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll go first. Not too good. Not too good. It's pretty boring up here, not gonna lie. I really missed the excitement of, I don't know, the thrill of danger, or anything other than just perfection. It's really you'd be surprised. I'm not sure this is really what anyone wants, but here I am.
All right, and devil, anything mischievous going on with you?
I fucked the cheese grater.
Oh,
Oh,
and,
wow.
I've heard, not from firsthand experience, that is rough. So, congratulations.
It was 2 hours of passionate, intimate relations.
Good. I'm just gonna get right off there and tell you guys what I'm thinking. So, I was watching this YouTube video that was a giant Rube Goldberg machine, and at one point, the person that made the Rube Goldberg machine had a Hot Wheels that was going down a track go through the reverse mohawk in his head as it kept going, and I thought that was the coolest thing that I've ever seen, and now I want to sport a reverse mohawk. Do you think I should do that?
Well, here's the problem with a reverse mohawk. It kind of gets in the way of a halo, like a regular mohawk, you can usually kind of work the halo like around the mohawk, but with a reverse one, it just kind of hits the sides, and then you can't really, so when you die, we're going to have to shave your head entirely.
Oh.
But then bald people automatically get sent straight to hell. So unfortunately, it's really a no-win
Are you
situation.
telling me all of those monks are going straight to hell?
Oh yeah, some devil really lied well to those guys. Let me. Yeah, was that your doing? Did you do that?
Well, that was my my old boss. I interned for him for 200 years, but that's where I get all of my skill from.
Wow, impressive work, I have to say. Credit
Yeah.
where it is due.
Truly a visionary of his time.
Devil, what do you think about the reverse mohawk?
Well, I think you should go bigger. You can do better than a reverse mohawk. What you should do is get the steel blade of an axe and mount it to your head as if it were a mohawk. You know, get it real up into the grill, look like one of those Halloween costumes that has a hatchet in your head.
Right, and then I would save money on axes because I wouldn't have to buy them anymore.
And you'll save money on flight tickets because they won't let you in the airport anymore.
I think you have a good point. I will go for the reverse mohawk, where my mohawk is not hair and is an axe. That is a great idea. I have another burning question for you guys. I've been looking at a bunch of different options for how to make money as a content creator, and I didn't know if I wanted to sell out by having HelloFresh be one of my sponsors. I mean, I don't know how I understand morally about having to make a delivery person deliver each individual meal to me. And like, why can't I just go grocery shopping anyway? Are the thoughts that I'm having, but the convenience factor would really just help me work harder on my Let's Plays that I'm uploading to YouTube. So what should I do?
Here, I'll take this one first. I got an easy solution for you. What you need to do is definitely go with HelloFresh because they will give you food. And if you're not going to the grocery store anymore, you might not be tempted in the aisles with all of those fancy marketing tricks and organic produce. They'll give you your produce, and we can make sure that it's more economically feasible and terrible to the animals.
Wait, so you don't want him to be tempted?
Not by the supermarket. I want him to be tempted by big corporations.
Oh, capitalism, right. Look, I hate to say it, bud, but the only sponsor that Heaven is okay with is Campbell's. They are soup for the soul, you know?
But what if I'm hungry for a meal?
Well, you know, Campbell's is soup that eats like a meal. So, especially some of their heartier soups, you'll be just fine. And I can't endorse Campbell's enough. I eat Campbell's once every day. And it really does satisfy me in ways that no other soup brand can. So I would say, you know, if you want to take that sponsorship, you can, but you're going to have to say no to all sponsorships unless they're Campbell's if you want to get into heaven.
Okay, you're coming with a lot of ultimatums that weren't in the 10 Commandments, but I guess I'll write them down. I have one more question for you guys, and it's sort of the hardest and most embarrassing. I've recently, when I've been going outside, I've noticed that my ears get a little nippy, and that one hat isn't enough. So I put a second hat over that hat, and I really like the feeling. Now I've just been wearing even more hats. I usually go to sleep with about 6 different hats on. Some of them aren't even the same hat. There's a mixture of baseball hats, top hats, beanies, umbrella hats, and just visors. I just want to know if that is something that the Bible says to do or not to do, and which is the better path for my righteous soul.
Oh, no. Okay, have you been saying your prayers before you go to sleep every night?
Yeah, but I've been saying them with all the hats on.
Oh, no. Oh, God can't hear you when you wear more than one hat.
Why? Why can't he hear me?
Well, it's a direct connection to God. If you beam your prayers up through your head, and if you wear more than one hat, then the prayers get stuck between the 2 layers like a greenhouse effect, and all those prayers get stacked up into a layer in between the hats. It means that, well, bad things can happen if you aren't careful with that. You know, a lot of prayer power concentrated into a couple layers of hats could be a big disaster.
Okay.
I recommend that you don't. You can wear maybe 2, maybe 3 hats if you promise not to think about or pray to God at all while you do it. and then you got to take them off or only have one on when you actually say your prayers.
But aren't I supposed to be thinking about or praying to God at all times?
Yeah, see, that's the problem, kiddo. Shouldn't be wearing more than one hat.
Devil, do you have any better plan than that?
Well, I've obviously got a better plan. Take the hats off.
But they make my head feel cozy, and
Yeah.
people won't make fun of my indecisive haircuts.
But you're too comfortable, kid. You're getting comfortable. Life is pain. And if life is pain and you're getting comfortable, then that means Satan isn't getting into your head. And it's probably because of all of the hats.
Could I wear the hats on a different part of my body?
Oh.
No, that's even worse.
Yeah, no. That just looks weird.
What, just a little top hat on the butt? I think that's
I
funny.
don't have time to go into the details. There's a lot of science behind it, but I promise you, you will explode.
You know, kid, you should really invest in a theology degree.
Okay, well, you guys told me that college was for chumps. Both of you did.
Yeah, well, except for some colleges.
Yeah, only the ones provided in the list that I sent you on my email.
Oh,
Well, the list that I sent you on a stone tablet.
oh, that stone tablet's gotten very long. It's really hard to read. You didn't make the tablet any bigger. You just made the font smaller.
Yeah, I figured you'd figure it out. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's literally etched in stone.
The font on my AOL email is huge. You should go read it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go check my email and burn all my hats.
Email is the work of the devil. Don't do it.
Do it.
Oh, look, a sponsorship from HelloFresh email.
No,
Do it.
no.
See.
Wow, we learn more and more about your character every time, Dan. Oh.
Wow.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Truly great stuff.
They said it's hard to make art, but I beg to differ.
It's harder. Amazing. Did anyone do anything exciting this week? Anything worth sharing with the crew? Yes, Dan, you in the back. Yes, you.
Ooh, that guy, that excited one.
Over last Sunday, I don't know if anyone here watches Good Mythical Morning, Brett and Link's show. Anyway, they do this thing where they sometimes do blind taste tests to try to test brands of stuff. So I did this to Max, Melissa, and our other roommate Jason, where we got 9 different sodas. So like Coke, Diet Coke, Cherry Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Ginger Ale, generic cola, Sprite, Mountain Dew, whatever. And they all put on a blindfold, and I would give them to them one at a time, and they had to guess what they were. And that was it. And we see how many they'd get right. Max goes into this.
I was going into
it.
And it's like you see them out in front of you, and I'm like, this is gonna be so easy. I
can already hear Max hyping himself up before this of what a joke this is gonna be.
Because I'm like, I know what each of these taste like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be.
You think you know what each of these tastes.
Every Skittle tastes different when you can see what color it is. That's what I could say.
I put myself at 8 out of 9 was what I thought I was gonna get. 8 out of 9. Like the other 2 people that we were going with were like, I don't know. It seems like it's gonna be tough. And I was like, it's not gonna be tough. Like, it's gonna be fine. It's what, ginger ale? You don't know what ginger ale tastes like? Ginger ale was like our gimme. Like, ginger ale is so different from all of the other ones.
Yeah.
By the end of the taste test, I never guessed ginger ale because it never tasted right to me.
Melissa also didn't get ginger ale correct. Only Jason did. So at the end, out of 9, Max got 2 correct when he predicted 8.
The hubris!
Jason got 4 correct. Good in the middle.
Jason.
Especially from what we've seen when Rhett and Link do it. Like, that's like pretty good. Like in the middle.
Solid results, yeah.
Melissa got 7 correct.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
Melissa's big brain.
But she did get ginger ale incorrect. She thought
Oh.
that she
What
thought
did she
that
think it
like
was?
Sprite was ginger ale.
fair.
something.
That's a fair guess. I feel like.
I was about
I really
to
want
ask.
to try this now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. We still have all of the sodas, so
We should.
Good.
Wait, we did play this with our Oreo
We
pack.
did do this with our Oreo pack. Essentially.
Yeah,
that's
except what happened was it was your mom that made them, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So what happened was
Oh yeah.
mom made us custom Oreo packs, and she put like 5 or 6 of different types of Oreos in the packs, and then they ended up kind of bleeding together. So everything tasted a little bit like peanut butter mint.
It's true. It was good though.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was
It was
great. It
very
was a fun
fun, though.
time.
I
Yeah.
would love to get to a point where Show and Tell could do like a good Mythical Morning style show, just because
Yeah.
it's just shenanigans, but it's just like it'd be so nice if we could do daily fun shenanigans like that.
I used to watch Good Mythical Morning on a daily basis. I have since fallen off of that. but
Melissa and I picked it up. We've been watching it pretty much daily for the past like 3 months.
It is a
I
nice way to
almost-
start your day sometimes.
We usually watch dinner.
Oh, well, there
when
you
we're
go.
eating dinner, we
It's a
watch.
good way to start the next day. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was a little disappointed when I first found out about it. Oh, thank you, Motion Design, for the 2
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
appreciate it.
I was disappointed when I found Good Mythical Morning because I went, oh, this isn't a show about mythology.
Steve
Why-
problems. Just Steve
Why would you
things.
lie to me like this?
Yeah.
Oh. Phenomenal.
Well, I think
Why don't
it's-
we go ahead and move on to our I was gonna say our next game, but you know what time it is. We gotta hit the red carpet because we're going back to Alex.
Oh boy. Exciting.
Alex, the people want to know. Who do you want to fuck, marry, or kill? That's right, chat. We need more suggestions. Put them in there now.
Give me a tough.
Yeah,
There's
Alex
a,
wants a tough one.
There's a comedian on YouTube who he's well known for his rebuttals against like hecklers and stuff like that. His name
Yeah.
is Steve Hofstetter. But he also has some pretty decent like actual stand-up bits too. But he has this thing that he does with audience Q&A where he says that this fuck, marry, kill always has a right answer, and he has ask him like fuck, marry, kills, and then he says there's always a right answer to it, and I find that pretty funny.
I'm gonna say we've got some good ones in here.
Oh boy.
I'm-
Oh boy.
I'm feeling it.
Daniel.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Tune Wit. Oh God.
Daniel, I'm mad that I like your suggestions, but we can't.
All right.
I
here
know.
we
I
go.
just wanted to write it.
All right, Alex. Here you go. Eggnog, C-3PO, and Sully from Monsters Inc.
Oh.
Those are your 3.
Okay. Now, there's an obvious answer that popped into my head immediately, but I need to second guess it real quick.
Talk us through your process, Alex. I want to hear where you're at.
Right. Well, I mean, right off the bat, my brain just said, okay, well, eggnog is an easy and fun fuck, and then you've got Sully as an obvious marry, and
Dependable life partner. Yeah.
going one that you would kill. And I feel like that's what most people would probably say.
That's what I would have said.
But I think that if you really, dive into it a little bit,
Okay.
C-3PO, he's got some serious sub energy. That, and he speaks like every language. So I'm just saying, if you fuck C-3PO, you could probably have a pretty interesting time. Now, the question is, what about the other 2? I don't really want to kill Sully, mostly because I feel like Sully would kill me if I tried. But that being said, he's not really that reliable either. But Eggnog would go bad. No, I'm marrying Sully and killing Eggnog.
Okay.
I think that's the right choice.
Why did it take you so long to realize that you should kill eggnog?
Look, it's a process. You gotta make
That's fair.
sure that you get the right answer, you know?
That's fair.
It's true. It's true. We're talking about it. And now the people know. Now the people know.
They know.
Excellent. Excellent.
Don't worry about it, chat. The font I was using didn't have a symbol for 3, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why not? So I
thought
changed
you were
the
avoiding
font.
it because it was like a hotkey or something.
No, the font didn't have a 3, so I'm like, god damn, I'm switching to Arial. This is bullshit.
Amazing. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah.
Copy and paste a 3. My
We've done jankier things on this stream before. Yeah. Did anyone else have anything exciting happen to them this week? Or anything that's coming up this weekend? Chat, how was your week? Anything happen with you all?
Yeah.
Did any of you get more snow? We did in Philly for a little bit.
We were all sold out of ground salt for a long time. So I sincerely considered scooping up salt from the street, like from one of the trucks that go by. But then I was concerned that it was like some sort of, like one of those felonies that you hear about that's like, I bet you didn't know this was a felony.
Yeah, you stole government property, Max.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's
So
the
I did
thing,
do it.
right? I'm assuming you would just be using it on your sidewalk, correct?
Yes.
Now, sidewalks are technically public property. You're really just moving it from public property to public property. I don't think that, it's stealing necessarily. You never stole it.
Officer, I didn't steal the statue. I moved it from one park to the other.
I mean, what are they gonna do? You didn't take anything.
Your Honor, I simply took the police car and drove it across the city, all of which is public property.
True.
Yeah. We did
Did
end
that
up.
kid? No, I'm not gonna repeat that. That'll get us in trouble.
Color me happy. I did use cat litter. use cat litter.
Yep.
Super important. Oh, speaking of, did you guys see the latest conspiracy to come out of Texas, which is the Texas winter snow is man-made by the government and Bill Gates?
Is that because it's not burning?
What?
Is that because it's not melting when they put a flame up to it and it burns?
Yeah, because they were holding a candle to it or whatever, and it wasn't melting because
Which,
that's
see,
how snowballs work.
I would like to say something though. Having lived near like a mountain resort that was almost entirely fake snow for the majority of its time that it's been running, fake snow melts quicker than real snow because we would go there, and if by like noon the snow they had put down just that morning was just gone already. So if anything, I expect fake snow to melt even quicker.
But that's ski snow. This is mind control snow.
Oh, correct.
Look,
Microchip snow.
I have no, like, it obviously makes sense for people to be shocked that snow doesn't melt when you put a flame to it. Like, that just makes sense. But it's then the conclusion that's drawn from that. That is where it's like,
also-
okay.
Well, Dan,
I'm
here's
not-
the problem. They're working backwards. They had a conclusion and then found evidence to support that conclusion.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to nitpick, but like, it feels a little tired, it's Bill Gates. The government
Come
is
up
trying
with some
to.
better material.
Yeah, we need
That's
a better
what I'm
class
saying, like-
conspiracy.
Why
Is
else?
that so much to ask?
Look, why else would Bill Gates have named his last name Gates if he wasn't trying to lock us all up, okay?
It's true.
See, now that's something new that we have to talk
And why wouldn't he make us have to pay a bunch of money if his first name wasn't Bill? Look,
okay.
You know
he wrote
how
it down for us.
you know how there's the rumor, or I guess conspiracy, that like toilet water flows the opposite direction below the equator. I think in America, logic flows the opposite direction below the Mason-Dixon line.
Wow.
That's my hot take.
Do you guys
Is it
think
really
that
hot?
SpongeBob?
It doesn't even melt snow, Dom.
That's true. Ooh.
Do you guys think SpongeBob was trying to predict the future of America when they had that Chrome episode where they go into the future?
Everything is Chrome in the future.
Amazing.
Possibly.
Because it's all owned by Google.
I think it's gonna be like.
I
I think maybe they do like I don't know, like satin, like something a little fancier.
That incredibly dirty and reliable.
Yeah, I'm gonna go drive my satin-made car.
It's like Kirby's Epic Yarn, but it's the real world.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember freaking out when Kirby's Epic Yarn got a better score than the Call of Duty that released that year.
Whoa!
On IGN.
I feel like I vaguely remember that too.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't IGN. It was like Game Informer or something. My friend used to get copies of that magazine, and we were like looking through it, and like we looked at Kirby's Epic Yarn, and we were like, oh, that's a really high score. What's up with that? And then we flipped the page, and then there was Call of Duty, and I was like, wait a second.
Okay, quick bit of existentialism.
Ooh.
To say that we didn't originally live or exist in like a yarn universe, and then some kind of event happened that flipped us over into this sort of elemental periodic table universe that we currently find ourselves in. Like, there's no
String
way
theory.
that, string theory is actually, we used to all be made of strings.
Oh, and you didn't even know it? We accidentally ended up playing conspiracy theory. We're going to move on to our next game, which is a game we're calling Streaming Disservice. So what we're going to need is a bunch of nouns. That's right.
What is that?
Noun scientists have claimed for years that there might be alternate nouns to our own noun, and we're looking for the nouns that those nouns could be. A little known show called Rick and Noun, which you have to have a pretty high noun to understand, talks about this kind of noun concept all the time, but like I said, unless you have a high enough noun, you'll never actually understand the nouns that this noun is making. Because I talk a lot about how our nouns are sometimes different than other nouns, but that there's an infinite number of nouns and parallel nouns that are also just as noun as us, but to varying degrees of noun separation. So those are the types of nouns we're looking for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now.
Right now.
Mhm.
All right, here we go.
Hey, now.
Oh, great day. Let's do Jello. I saw the movie recently about Jello. It really broke the mold.
I saw a movie about Jello the other day, and let me tell you, I've got a real soft spot for it.
I saw a movie about Jello the other day, and it was pretty good, but I couldn't understand the parts that were in gelatin.
I saw a movie about Jello the other day, and let me tell you, they'll put anything in it nowadays.
Alex.
Oh,
Oh no.
well, we're just gonna have to move on without him. Let's do one about pumpkins. Pumpkins.
I saw a movie about pumpkins. All of the scenes were out of place. It seems like it was just patched together.
I saw a movie about pumpkins, and let me tell you, I heard it squashed box office records.
I saw this movie about pumpkins the other day, and it didn't really carve much of an impression into me.
I saw this movie about pumpkins the other day. It really just made me miss Vine.
I saw this movie about pumpkins
Guys.
today, and let me tell you, oh my gourd.
I saw this movie about pumpkins the other day, and it was great, Charlie Brown.
I think I'm
Everyone,
over.
find your window.
Everyone.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my
Find your
window.
window.
This is like a middle school play. Find your windows, people. Find your windows.
Right down.
A very specific joke.
More puns while we wait.
Let's do one about tea, as in the beverage, or otherwise. I don't
Okay.
know.
I saw a movie about tea, and let me tell you, they spilled quite a bit.
I saw this movie about tea the other day, and it was going great, and they really just had everyone's attention in the bag.
I saw this movie about tea, and it was so bad I had to leave halfway through.
I saw this movie about tea the other day, and let me tell you, the price must have been steep.
I saw this movie about tea the other day, and let me tell you, the British make it better.
I saw this movie about tea the other day, but I couldn't finish it. The main actor was mugging too much.
I saw this movie about tea the other day. All I remember, it had Seth Rogen in it, and it was just all herbal.
I saw this movie about tea the other day, and it was a great action movie, but it really got me excited during the final kettle.
Let's do one about whales. A movie's about whales.
Which whales?
Whatever one you're feeling, Dan.
Cool.
Okay.
I saw this movie about whales the other day, and it just sucked a huge blowhole, man.
Saw this movie about whales the other day, and it's krilling it at the box office.
I saw this movie about whales, and it's so good. Oil be damned.
I saw this movie about whales the other day, and it did not hold up to what the trailers said. It was definitely a shamu.
I saw a movie about whales. We're back to normal. I saw a movie about whales the other day. It had me keel, hook, line, and sinker.
Hello, Alex.
I don't know.
It's okay. We covered.
Okay.
Give us your best one about whales. Go, Alex, quick.
I saw a movie about whales the other day, and it blew a whole lot.
Good.
All right, let's do another one now that Alex is back. Give him a fighting shot. Let's do one about stress balls. That's a good one. I don't know if we've seen that one before. Saw this movie about stress balls the other day. It wasn't good, but I got to hang out with my main squeeze.
I saw this movie about stress balls the other day, and I did really like it, but I'm really sad that it didn't pass the Strechtel test.
I saw a movie about stress balls the other day, and I just couldn't follow it from the very beginning.
Saw this movie about stress balls the other day. I think that really inflated the plot.
I saw a movie about stress balls the other day, and I just squish it was better.
All right, and then we'll do one more about Roombas.
Classic.
Our favorite.
I saw a movie about Roombas, and it didn't do very well at the box office. I think the company was trying to sweep it under the rug.
I saw this movie about Roombas the other day, and I couldn't really follow the plot. It kept steering itself in all these weird directions.
I saw a movie about Roombas the other day, and let me tell you, it kept hitting the fourth wall.
I saw this movie about Roombas the other day. It was called I, Robot. It starred Alan Tudyk and Will Smith. It was made in the early 2000s.
I saw this movie about Roombas the other day, and it was this great movie. I think it was inspired by The Godfather. It was about all these different families in New York that were fighting over... Oh, you said Roomba? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Goomba.
I don't know.
What planet are you on, Dan?
Dan clearly hasn't seen the classic Mario Brothers 1996 movie.
I think it's 1993?
I don't care what year it was.
I know. All I know is that it almost starred Tom Hanks.
It's either 93 or 98, but definitely not 96.
All right.
I saw this movie about Goombas the other day, and people were making music with pots and pans and brooms. Oh no, wait, I'm thinking of Stomp.
It's just become a comment thread now, but it's about movies. All right, we're done. We're getting out of here. We're leaving.
We can't have good things.
Commitment.
Since we have good things, Dom takes it away.
That's my plan. That's what I do. Someone has to be the...
Alex leaving right in the beginning there is like in an anime when they're gearing up for the difficult fight, but they have the really strong person on their side. And then right before the fight starts, that really strong person like somehow has to leave or like gets
Or the
away.
bad guy just one-shots him.
Yeah. And you're like, oh!
What are they gonna do?
So what you're saying is it's like that one anime, Spy Kids 3D, where they eat the guy. And
The guy.
played by Elijah Wood, turns out to be just another dude and gets immediately destroyed from all 99 lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that cool tough guy Elijah Wood.
Yep.
Oh man.
I
Pro
love that
gamer
scene
Elijah
was
Wood.
so iconic that it's stuck in our brains. Of all the films we've watched, that's one that you said it and I visually knew exactly where we
Yeah.
were.
I was transported.
It's the guy.
It's
You're the guy.
I thought you were the guy. I'm not the guy. He's the guy. Anyways,
The guy.
it's time for once again, the people need to know.
We gotta
Steve.
know.
Steve, who would you fuck, marry, or kill?
I gotta know.
Chat,
Please show me.
please show us
No.
what you want Steve
Kill.
to know about.
You can't put cheese grater because I've already told you my thoughts on cheese.
You went to hell for it.
Very
It's true.
clear.
I didn't go to hell, I created hell for it. Our love was forbidden.
Wait,
Oh,
you were
God,
an
that's-
angel?
That's a lot harder to do the second time. Oh,
That's the devil's
So is a
origin
cheese grater.
story. What?
Keep those suggestions coming.
Oh my god, crab star.
Ooh.
I'd marry that crab star.
The time. Oh yeah, we can't say it.
You can't say it.
Come on, I know y'all have questions for Steve about who he wants to be with. Get him in there. Get him in there.
Important. We need to know.
trust me.
The people need to know.
You can trust me. I write for teen women's magazines about how you should live your life, and I'm gonna tell you.
Just don't pick anything that has a 3 in it.
It's just C-3PO, the Three Musketeers, and
3 idiots.
Star Wars Episode 3. I don't know what to tell you.
Big Mary.
Mary. Oh, righty. The Three Stooges. Thank you both for time. Thank you for being here when I couldn't.
This face.
All right, Steve. Here are your 3 things. The boardwalk, a tiny whisk, and Wario.
Wario. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the boardwalk, Wario, and a tiny whisk.
All right. So you've made my decision difficult. Now, I think I could grow old with one of these things, and it's not the boardwalk. Boardwalk is one of those nights of passion, like the cheese grater.
Yeah.
Where you spend one beautiful night, burn bright and fast, and then die. So the boardwalk out by the sun is out, and so that leaves which one I would want to spend the rest of my life with, and quite frankly, I don't think that can be a whisk, a small whisk. I need something large in my life
Mm-hmm.
keep me warm when the nights are cold, and to protect me for when I am in need of help. Someone whose voice can reassure you against all of the perils of your life, and someone who will pay for you extravagantly with the hard-earned money they have in their own pockets. And nobody else in the Mario universe has started their own business aside from Wario. So, I mean, he's an entrepreneur. He's a fashion icon. He's somehow the older brother, yet the less famous of the two, and that doesn't bother him. He knows who he is, and he lives his life.
Moving.
There you have it.
Steve, do you think Wario is Luigi?
Does Luigi have a business?
Luigi? Wait, I'm confused here. What?
Mario and Waluigi.
They're not related. They're not.
related?
No, they're not related. Nope.
Wait, is Wario related to any of them?
Nope.
No.
Wario is just a childhood rival of Mario's, officially, and Waluigi is just an unrelated third party to Wario.
Waluigi was created to be the second player for Wario's tennis doubles.
Yep.
Wait, did Wario just happen to have that name? Or did Wario change his own name?
I'm assuming he changed his name because Wa in Japanese is bad. So that's why it's Waluigi, but Wario.
Wow.
Because I don't think anyone would name their child bad.
Wow.
I don't know. The Mario universe is kind of messed up to begin with. Also, is Luigi? So wait, maybe I'm wrong here. I've never played it. Is Luigi's mansion, him ghost hunting, is that pro bono? Is that a hobby of his, or is he not getting paid for it?
Point.
Yeah, I think. Well, the first one is his mansion that he owns.
Oh.
Oh.
He got it in
Really?
their parents' will or something.
Wow.
Wow.
And then the second one, I forget what that one's about. But the third one is like he just shows up at a hotel and it's filled with ghosts. I'm pretty sure.
I think he also is doing it to rescue Mario, because isn't Mario captured?
Ah, right. Yeah, King Boo traps Mario.
Is he doing it for content too? Like Luigi seems a little self-centered.
What?
Look, if you're gonna
He's
save
the
your brother,
he's the most humble person in that entire universe.
why
Yeah.
not make content if you're gonna save your brother anyway? You know.
Apparently, he won the first one in a contest.
Ah,
Oh,
contest
so
where he
I
killed
was
his
gonna
parents
say-
before Mario did.
is it canon then that Luigi would be the favored son?
I guess so.
Deserves it, but
True.
Oh, and it was a
true.
trap.
won it in a contest, and that's
Wario is the world's favorite, but Luigi was his parents' favorite.
Waluigi is the world's favorite.
Waluigi is.
But I think just about everyone knows that Luigi is better than Mario, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
Mario on the tier list of the characters is bottom. Then kind of Wario and Luigi kind of share this nebulous area, and then it's Waluigi.
I think Luigi is above Wario.
I
Yeah.
do think he's above Wario, but I don't think he's that far above Wario.
Mario's fun.
No one really cares
Should
about
we
Mario.
do
Don't say that about Steve's fiance.
Mario's almost got more games than Luigi does.
Should we do a stream where we make a tier list of all Nintendo
Come
characters?
back next Tuesday where we make our tier list of Nintendo characters.
It's true. It's true. And Dan will continue to read ones about inspirational hopes for Smash from years ago.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. Why don't we move into our next game, which I'm told had a little bit of an upgrade, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Daniel?
Yes! You're correct, Master!
I don't know about that term. But what we're going to need from the chat is a genre. We're just going to need a whole bunch of genres from chat. That's right. I feel like it's been forever since we played the real version of this game. But
We're stripping it down. This is the
real basics.
yeah, exactly. Unfiltered, unplugged version of genre storytelling. We're getting back to our basics.
Yeah.
The roots.
The way it was meant to be played.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Genre storytelling, now with real sugar.
Now in IMAX.
The way it was always meant to be viewed.
Now with real genres.
Ay.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, probably
To
not.
be determined.
Oh, these are great. These
Oh,
are
Jesus.
phenomenal.
Oh,
Super
boy.
good. All right, I'm gonna start reading them out. Keep the genres coming. Keep them coming. Amazing. Max,
Yes.
you get you get 20-minute podcast with an hour's worth of material. So we'll just write dense podcast.
Okay.
That's your genre.
Okay.
Dense
Great
podcast.
start.
Okay.
Off to a great start.
I can do
Uh-huh.
this. Honestly, I was just telling Dom about I listen to these all the time. Actually.
I know Max is well versed, so I'm hoping he can deliver. Steve, stop motion animation. Make it happen. Alex, poorly localized video game. So just write,
Just a
I don't know,
port.
yeah,
Just
import game.
Badly
Just
ported game.
Yeah.
straight bad port.
That port. And Dan, something that only I know you could deliver on.
Wow.
Hardly a genre, but I think you'll do well enough. Middle school dodgeball game.
Middle school
my
dodgeball. Okay.
Yep. Everyone's
What?
favorite genre. Middle school dodgeball.
What are these genres?
I'm glad we got back to real genres this time.
I
Yeah.
know, right? Real back to basics.
Poorly localized game. Okay, so like the translation, right? I'm assuming.
Like all your base art belong to us.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
Like
just
when
making
Brock
sure.
holds up the jelly donuts.
I gotta turn my frying pan
Into a
into a
frying
frying pan.
That's genius in any language, and you know it. It's comedy gold.
I know. Oh man. And now all we need to get started is just a title for our story. So write any nonsense words you want in the chat. We're gonna make a title out of it. And then we'll make a story out of that title. It's as simple as that.
Is it really that simple, Dom?
It is that simple, Dan. And for the price of one low suggestion, you too can have your story come to life before your very eyes.
Amazing. What a deal.
Amazing.
Alive!
Steve, you okay?
No! The story got me!
This story is called A Million Mini Measles. I'm a sucker for alliteration.
Okay. We'll wait for Steve to get back. I don't know where he is.
I think he's off screen on purpose.
Just start.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I guess we'll go ahead and start the story of A Million Mini Measles with Max.
So, about 60 years ago, and you'll remember that in this series, we're working our way chronologically, which means that we have started in the break of the 20th century, and we're a little bit ways through now. And about 60 years ago, remember that's going to place us at about the year 1960.
Video game.
The year are 1967. There is measles all around city. City is plague. Plague bad for humans.
Dodgeball.
And you know what was worse for human back when I was a kid? Dodgeball. You know, everything got passed around there. Hurt feelings, but worst of all, the measles. You got hit in the face, you had a 50% chance of walking away with that. This gives me the flashback of when I was merely 12 years old, pimpled in the face, pepperonied on the ass. As I was as I was there in gym, everyone used to make fun of me, but
Stop motion.
There's measles here. Oh no!
Video game.
Human, measles are to destroy all. You will sacrifice one of best players in order to stop us? Question mark.
Dodgeball.
and the big bully on the other side was like, I'm gonna hit you right in the face with this ball that you're gonna bleed for the next month. And I was like, please don't do that to me. And the wind up.
So you have to let's put what's happened so far in perspective. We have a robotic monster who is assimilating the measles onto the human population. Right, it's 1967, and this was all initiated in 15 years prior in 1952 when this monster got initially made in a lab. Now this lab was in Kansas, and you'll remember that Kansas is important because that was the place where the robot was created first by its father.
Monster! Oh no!
Dodgeball.
So I see this whole team of giant monsters that are wielding biochemical attacks on the world, and I looked over at the sidelines. My whole team, they're off on their side, bruised up. Some of their limbs are blown off, and I just think, man...
Video game.
Helping us, player! Our only hope is to you throwing! Throw! Ah! Scientist is I. Monsters created by my lab. Lab destroyed by monsters and are to taking over the world. But stopping them are you.
Stop motion.
We are here to stop the measles. We are here to stop the bad. We're gonna...
Podcast.
So at this point, in order to stop the monsters, what the rebels had to do was to be able to begin singing to be able to appease the monster. Now, this was once commented on in the 1980s by Engel Fritz. And Engel Fritz is a name that should sound familiar to you. They came up in a previous episode. And what Engel Fritz said about this singing moment was that it is to the soul not to be afraid, but it is to the heart to be known.
Stop motion.
It is not of the soul to be afraid, but it is of the heart to know. And so we go out and we will reclaim our city from the measles.
Video game.
Player are to stopping me. May have destroyed monsters, but robot army is no match you are. Oh, well, peace is of this battle now.
Dodgeball.
So I wounded up my ball, and I knew that if I were to be loved or trusted ever in my life, I would have to nail this perfect shot. As I threw it, I looked out at all of my compadres on the side.
Video game.
Explosion to destroy everything.
Podcast.
So the conclusion of the destruction was summed up nicely by Engel Fritz, who again...
Stop motion.
Christmas Day is saved, we got the bells. Christmas Day is saved from this measles hell.
Scene. Another Christmas saved. Oh, man.
That's the story of Christmas.
And that's how Jesus was born. That's why kids get toys. Right there.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, motion design.
Great job,
Appreciate
Steve.
it.
Great job.
Yeah, good work.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate it.
Just take a
Guys,
moment to suck it all in.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk in wrong sentences.
We should make a whole game out of it, honestly. It sounds very fun. Me is no for happy of your bad decisions have been made by you.
What is the game? Just caveman philosophy 101?
Caveman Philosophy is the name of a great game, though, honestly.
I think it would be really cool if we did another I don't remember what we're calling it.
College essay?
No, we stopped calling it Twitch Plays, but
Yeah.
that game. If we did that, but it was like an all your base style old, like, you know, translated game the whole time.
Yeah.
To us.
Someone asked in chat about making games. We make games all the time, and it really is just like throwing spaghetti against the wall. A lot of the times I'll come to you guys and I'll just be like, guys, what about a game where it's like a billboard where you have to guess? And they're like, you guys are like, Max, do you have a game, or are you...
He's like, no, I just drove past a billboard and thought we got a game out of it.
It's, you know, it's really interesting, and not to get too heady into improv philosophy, which no one likes, including improvisers, but like, there's so many teams out there that have such a like, these are the games we know mentality, which is just not what our foundation was brought in. Like, we come from a more school of thought of like, every game is just moldable and destructible and break it. Like, a lot of the games we play are, even our more like traditional games that we play on show and tell, are usually modified in some small way or tweaked in a way just to make it more accessible for what we think is fun and funny. And we literally do, like, every week we go back and say, like, we need to do something creative this week. How do we want to make the show a little bit more interesting, a little bit more funny? And then it usually just evolves into us theory crafting 4 different games at the same time, and then getting like stuck on one and being like, all right, well, I know we talked about that one with the gazebo earlier, and everyone's like, all right, back to the gazebo game. Okay. But like, it really is just us breaking things and stuff. So hopefully that keeps things interesting for you. We do it because it's interesting for us, but I don't know.
That's some poetic wax, Dom, but it still won't melt the snow because it's engineered by the government.
Oh!
Heyo.
All right. Let's move on to our next people want to know situation. So I believe it's time for me to stop looking at chat so I can answer the people's questions.
Yeah. All right. Put in anything you want Dom to fuck, marry, or kill, and
Any of the 3.
yeah.
Let him have it.
Put in 3 fucks.
What's
put
it
in
gonna
3
be?
kills.
Dan, why don't you pick some things for me?
You give me this responsibility
I do.
to choose not only your intimate member of the night, but your intimate member of the future and your violent, intimate person of the past. Oh God. Is it present, past, and future? Oh no! Sorry.
Wow, this game really is kind of present, past,
I
and
got
future.
really
Whoa.
into it.
Whoa.
I now have like way more respect for this game than when we started this stream.
Wait, guys, it's a modern retelling of the Christmas story, but it's
Yeah.
fuck, marry, kill.
Ah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna make this I'm gonna make this promise. Chat, one day in maybe this December, maybe a future December, we are going to do a fully improvised Christmas story, and we're gonna let you guys pick the ghosts. I'm gonna say it. We're gonna do it.
Okay.
I want to do it so badly.
The game
Well,
makes
there you have
itself.
Also, by the way, that's how a lot of these things happen, where I'm like, Dan, Christmas Carol, but it's fuck, marry, kill. Is that a screenplay? And he's like, what? No. And then I'm like, well, is it a sketch? And Dan's like, still no. And I'm like, well, is it a TikTok? And Dan's like, It's probably a TikTok.
That's true. I've heard that conversation multiple times.
Anything's a TikTok if you want it to be. Okay, let's see. Dom,
Yeah.
your 3 options for FMK, the hottest new radio station coming to your Philadelphia area. Let's see. I keep trying to scroll up and then someone writes something and it auto scrolls back down and I'm like, no. Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna go with, yeah, so you have the option between King Triton's pitchfork thingy, or his trident.
Okay.
The
Well, is it a trident or a pitchfork?
no, it's a
Well,
trident.
makes a difference.
It's a trident.
Okay.
It's King
Alright.
Triton's trident.
Pitchfork has
I know
four.
Mac and Bree just wanted that word, but couldn't come up with it.
Okay.
Let's see. You also have a roly-poly-oly.
Sure. Roly-poly-oly.
Yeah, and then you also have the entire team of the 1989 Denver Broncos. All right. Tell us.
Oh.
Tough one.
I don't think it is a tough one, to be honest. My answer came to me pretty immediately. I think I'll start at the low end. I think I'm going to kill Roly-Poly-Oly because they are a robot, and we don't need any Terminator-style future. And I think if we can take one of theirs down early, they'll know not to mess with the human race. Also, he's spherical, and robots are meant to be cubed, and that's a prejudice I have, and I'm working on it, but I think it's important to say. And I'm gonna bare my soul here. Secondly, I think I'm going to marry King Triton's trident because I like unlimited power, and that is clearly shown to be a deep magical weapon, and I think the ability to have that kind of long-lasting power and partnership, as well as command the oceans and grow to extreme sizes, would be a worthwhile endeavor. And then how could I pass up a chance for a night with the entire Denver Broncos team all in one go? I thought about marrying them because it could be like a new spouse every day, but I realized I'm not really a polygamist, so I think I'm gonna have to enjoy the company, large as it may be. So those are my answers.
Good.
But
good.
Dom, you missed the perfect opportunity to have your own reality TV show spin-off of Sister Wives with the Denver Broncos.
It's true, but I did hear I think they're rebooting Sister Wives, and I don't want that kind of competition.
Yeah.
So
I also do want to just answer Lindsay's question just to clarify. It is just the team, none of the cheerleaders.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
no, we wouldn't want them mucking
The
about.
cheerleaders are not on the team.
No.
Also, is it them at that year or them now?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Question.
I would say now, but the people who consisted of the team in 1989.
Yeah.
Dude.
I also realized.
See, I would say that it's them in 1989 is when you would have your initial encounter with them. If you were killing them, you'd have to kill a bunch of in their prime football players. If you are fucking them, then you are fucking a bunch of in their prime football players. And if you marry them, then you marry them while they're in their prime, and then you grow old together.
Mhm. I also realized I screwed myself over as soon as I tried to type in 1989 because there's still no numbers. I'm like, why?
I realized I screwed myself over because I thought they were a basketball team.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more players.
Alex, like football players, I was like, that's a sport.
Yeah, instead of having like 20 people, it's like a good 100.
Yep. Oh,
There's a lot of them.
Are we talking staff here? I thought it was players.
no, I assume it's just players,
I assume so.
not coaches and stuff.
Even players, there's a lot of players on a football
If
team.
you count the
Yeah.
second and third strings.
Yeah, actually, they're
They're
part
on
of the
the
team.
team.
It's
Yeah,
the
don't-
entire team.
the offensive.
So it's
the
only
offensive,
players,
defense,
but it is the entire
special teams.
team of players. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should mention the entirety of my football knowledge exists from the original Ace Ventura movie. That's my only connection.
It's not a good place to have your knowledge come from, Tom.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it made me think that the Miami Dolphins were good. So like that's. I think that joke works. I don't know again because my only reference is from that movie. But
Oh god, Waterboy.
I've never seen it. To be honest. I know. It feels
I've
like a
seen
real
it
classic.
a while ago, and I'm like, it was funny, but I'd probably watch it now and be like, yeah, I guess.
I think that's most Adam Sandler movies, Dan.
Yeah, I guess. Not Punch Drunk Love though.
You don't think
yeah.
Click holds up? Macaroni and Brie. The only replacements I know is the short-lived Disney Channel show where they replaced people. That's a dumb reference. I'll keep that to myself.
Oh my god, I remember that. That was in the same block of programming with the Emperor's New School.
Yeah,
God.
yeah. If you ever want to have a conversation where at least 3 times in it you go, "Oh, that cartoon existed," you should probably just talk to me.
What's the deal with Disney TV show spin-offs where they like spin-offs of movies where they put them in high school? They did it for the Emperor's New Groove. They did it for Hercules. I feel like there are more that they did it.
Trying to relate to kids, I guess.
I guess.
I think that
Also-
high school is such an explored trope that it's so easy to bang out 2.5 seasons of without having to
Yeah.
ever lift a pen. That like,
True.
Do you think life works in 3 phases where you are a kid
that?
and you're trying to be accepted by kids, you're an adult and you're trying to relate to kids, and then you're senior citizens where you hate all the kids?
that reminds me of the bicycle theory, which is when you're in a car, you hate pedestrians. When you're a pedestrian, you hate people driving. But no matter what you're doing, you hate people on bikes, even if you're also riding a bike.
Yeah. Everyone hates us bike riders, but we're the most effective at getting around the city, so suck it.
That's true. For a second, in my head went I start on 4 wheels when I'm young. I go on 2 wheels when I'm in the middle, and I end on 3 wheels. What am I?
The riddle of the Sphinx.
Yeah, but it's wheels instead
But
of
it's
legs.
wheels.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Anyways,
Now that's a TikTok.
an improv game.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna play a game called Pins and Needles, which means we need to get rid of Steve.
Get out of here, Steve.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Steve. Goodbye. So what we're gonna need from chat is 3 things that would make very specific but very unusual tattoos. Go ahead and put those things. We try to think of things like one normal thing with a little bit of an interesting twist on it. So an example would be a teddy bear holding a machine gun, or
The only example.
Starbucks. Yeah, the only example, or a Starbucks cup. That's also a space station. Things like that, just one thing, but different.
Yeah.
It's the alternative title for this show. One
Sure.
thing but different.
One thing but different.
That's what we all try to be.
Spunky, I like where your head's at.
Yeah. Dom, I'm just gonna hit you off the bat right here. You're gonna want to have DK baking cookies.
Nice.
Seems good. I would get that tattoo. That's
I
me.
think you would get that tattoo, Dan.
I
I
mean,
genuinely do.
He's a nice look. DK's a nice guy, and he knows how to provide. Okay, let's see. Oh Jesus. Oh man, you guys are going hard. Keep them coming though. Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow,
let's
I love
see.
all of these.
Okay. Can I do some mishmashing? Is that allowed?
Yeah, I think so. There's no reason why not.
Okay.
It's our show.
Yeah. Max, you want 2 rats in space.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool.
Oh, I can actually type the number 2. Yeah, just 2 rats in space. What else? What else is a boy to want?
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, and for the last one, for
Make it a good one.
Alex,
Gonna be permanent.
Didn't do the last one.
Skittle beans.
Just straight
Okay,
back.
fine. You know what? Fine. Alex, you want an inside-out horse?
Oh God.
Why?
Oh my.
Oh, here
Honestly,
we go.
the only reason why I think it's fine is because I know Steve's not gonna draw that, so just making Alex try to hint towards that, I think, is the best.
Oh yeah, we got
The best
this.
case
Don't you
scenario.
worry.
Okay, so
Skittle
reminder:
Bean never change.
does everybody want to say what they have?
I want Donkey Kong baking cookies.
I want 2 rats in space.
I want an inside-out horse.
All right, well, let's get to it. Let's bring Steve back in and take it away.
All right, first day on the job at this tattoo parlor. I'm really excited. Oh boy. All right. Oh no, my folder. Oh, I dropped my folder. Okay, pick it up. Hopefully these didn't go out of order.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hey, hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good for a 3 o'clock on a Thursday.
Hell yeah, bro. Look, let's just stop the chit chat and get to the poke. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So, I always ask.
Yeah.
What made you want to get this tattoo?
Well, I'm like a pro gamer, I guess you could say. I've pretty much been gaming my whole life. And I was really inspired. You know, a lot of games just use like traditional controllers. But my favorite game has a weird ass controller, and I just think that needs to be better represented in my tattoo. So I was hoping to get, kind of the main man himself and a little bit of control action up in here.
Yeah. No, I totally got that. I'm a bit of a pro gamer myself. What kind of games do you like to play?
Bruh, you know, the classics. I was a big rhythm gamer for a while. And I also was a little bit of a platformer originally. Sometimes I feel like life tries to make you out to be a villain, but really deep down, you're just a responsible father. And I think that, so is my fave, so am I, right, bro? It's pretty great.
Yeah, no, totally. Responsible father. Now, that's a trope that I relate to hardcore.
And like a responsible father, sometimes you have to take on tasks that you didn't know how to do before you accidentally had a kid. So I've been getting a lot more into like the culinary arts, and I thought it would be cool to have my main man, who's always keeping it casual, even with the tie. He ain't afraid to get his hands dirty. Plus, he's got the freshest beans. So I figured put the two together and it'd be a good ass time.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? Talk me through. Where's your head at right now, my man?
I'm just adding some pieces that you had asked about.
Hell yeah.
And I'm adding the tie-in, like you
Thanks.
just mentioned.
Well, it's kind of part of the signature look, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I meant like I'm putting it onto the character right now.
Oh, sick.
And he's looking sharp. I will tell you that much.
What's your favorite thing about my favorite game?
It's probably the gameplay. It's very hard to start, but I think once you get the hang of it, like it really allows you to master it like you wouldn't have been able to before.
Yeah, man. Does it make your hands hurt having to slap the bongos that hard every time? Because for me, it just wrecks them.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Let me just put his big chunky arms in there.
Awesome, my guy. And don't forget, it absolutely need to be baking, because like that, it's for my little girl. She loves it when I bake, so I really want my main man to be baking as well.
Yeah, he's wonderful chef in the kitchen, and I'm just adding in some of the final details here.
Excellent.
And gotta add some definition to the baking table.
Oh wow, you're really getting some cool perspective on this. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, let me just take a look. What's this?
This is the Wii game Donkey Kong Overcooked.
Oh, you're telling me there's a Donkey Kong game about cooking and I didn't know about?
Well, it's a DLC. You can play as Donkey Kong in Overcooked.
Can you still use the bongos?
I don't know. That's something I think we should look up. But hey, if you ever need anyone to play, I've got a copy of Overcooked. We can try it out.
Hell yeah, man. My kid's gonna love this. Oh, I was supposed to pick him up from school. I'm gonna go do that.
Oh, that's a good idea. A very good idea.
Thanks for the poke, my guy.
Yeah, no worries. Have a great day. Oh God! All right, I really gotta get these papers in order. All right, 3 o'clock. Where's my 3:30? Where's my? Almost got it. Oh, hi, hello. What are you doing here?
It's time for my appointment.
Oh yeah, your appointment. I'm sorry, I was just finishing up
Did
with
you forget?
another client.
Did you forget?
No. We were just the guy was just walking out. He had got a special commission that we were talking about. We're gonna play Donkey Kong later together.
That's fine. I have no time for tomfoolery.
Oh yes, straight to the point. That's why I really appreciate what you got.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, you see, it depicts a historical event. I'd say probably my favorite historical event. And it's often misconstrued in the media, but it really did happen much more than when the US did it.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Like all country, well, specifically Europe, I feel like was very, very into that kind of thing.
Right, yeah. I guess it's somewhat technically Europe. Well, I guess in the 60s it was a long time ago, right? The world looked a lot different.
Yeah, a lot different, let me tell you.
But yeah, I'm always very concerned when people say that it was a different animal. Like, no, you're wrong. It was these two brave creatures that were the first ones to take the plunge.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like, there was a lot of bravery involved by all of them.
Yes, I believe that just historically, these little critters have been widely downtrodden. People always think that they're terrible, nasty little creatures, but they're actually some of the most momentous change makers in history.
Yeah, totally. They influence a lot of different things.
Exactly, right? Like I mean, this is, some people will disagree with me. I think that the plagues actually did a lot for Europe.
Yeah, totally. It really helped with like overpopulation and kind of all that other stuff. Plus, like, you got sweet movies out of it.
Exactly. And well, that's the thing. People always talk about this dog, and it's like, okay, well, sure, the dog was sent out there, but these little guys were first.
Yeah, no, I think the dog was just like something that was added in later because it wasn't threatening enough, and they just kind of needed a dog, like something bigger.
Yeah, that's an interesting take, that they needed some sort of a creature that was more acceptable into our cultural landscape as a dog is. A dog is very amiable, and these little critters generally are not. That's interesting, the way that they changed history to be able to better cater to our needs.
Yeah.
But
sensibilities, if you will.
I mean, they were really forging the path, into the next domain, into the great beyond, and they never get credit for that.
Yeah, well, looks like I'm basically done here. So if you want to go check it out.
Okay. What in the hell is this?
Well, that's just it. It's hell. It's the witch trials of Europe.
What you think? What's that being on top of the rocks?
There's a dog, and then there's a rat sitting on top of the dog, kind of puppeting him, like sort of a Black Plague Ratatouille.
That's not what I wanted at all. Wait, did this really happen?
Yeah. I heard a podcast about it.
Well, I've been lied to on my own media. I have to go research that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a great day. All right, I gotta figure these out before the next customer comes in. Oh, papers. Where's my $5?
Oh my god, I'm so excited. It's finally happening.
Hello!
Hey! Oh, this is gonna be so great. I'm so pumped. You're gonna do an amazing job.
I'm really excited to work on this commission. I mean, it's been my dream.
I know. Oh my god, I love these creatures so much. Ever since I was a little kid, I just could not stop. I wanted to be one when I was a kid. Well, now, that's obviously not possible, but I love them. I would die for them.
Yeah. And I would die for them as well. Did you ever try?
Well, no, I haven't tried. I've been on them before. A few times, all the time. I just spend time with them, and I brush them and talk to them. And they're so great. They're just majestic and beautiful and kind and smart and thoughtful and strong and proud and just everything. All the good words can describe these things,
Yeah. I think they're really fast, and
so fast.
they're really good at what they do.
Mm-hmm. They say that you haven't truly felt freedom unless you've borrowed it atop this creature, And I just that really resonates with me. But I think that, I wanted something different because sure, a lot of people get tattoos of them, and that's great and everything. And I could have gotten a quote or something, but what I really wanted was I wanted to show them for who they really are on the inside, I wanted that inside to show more than it normally does.
Yeah.
I thought that was really important. And I think that, it makes it so much easier to see their strong, beautiful muscles and, all of their intricacies and complexities. If it really shows the inside and not just for what most people see them as.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Very muscly.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that the hooves are an issue when it comes to shading?
Well, no. Quite frankly, I think they're going to be a bit easier to draw.
Oh, that's good.
Here, let's get this in. And all right, yeah, hoof done.
Oh,
All right,
good.
there we go.
And I was thinking, I wasn't sure what kind of a pose I wanted. So I thought that, if it was just sort of something regal and majestic, something, powerful and proud, that would probably be pretty good,
Yeah, no, I get that. Regal and majestic.
Mm-hmm. But definitely still the important part is that, you see it for all that it is, not what you normally see.
Yeah, you gotta see every little gruesome detail.
Yeah. Like I went to the museum once and they had this exhibit and it was mostly people, but like that's the look I was going for,
Yeah, no, I like full royalty kind of deal.
Royalty could be one way to describe it, yeah. I really think that, it's hard to see, like, beauty for people, for most things, is skin deep. But I think that for the best creatures on the world, beauty goes far deeper than that,
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm finishing up the touches right now.
Oh, good.
Putting in a main.
Ah, yes, that's important.
Very important for what we're dealing with. And the tail.
Uh-huh. Oh, I hope it's like flowing really nicely.
Yeah, well, yeah, I kind of draped it a bit more, but why don't you take a look?
Oh, okay, I'll just... What is this? What is that?
It's the horse you asked for, also a velociraptor.
Wait, is the velociraptor eating the horse?
Yeah, what else would they eat? They're
Oh my
majestic creatures.
Oh my god, okay, what's on the back of the velociraptor?
It's you, in your regal stature. You've got a shield and then the flag of England.
Oh no, oh god, and I'm okay with this murder of a horse?
Well, I think you directed it, seeing as you're the one directing the velociraptor.
Oh no, I wanna, well, I guess in a way it does kind of show the insides of a horse, and that's pretty good. I do I like the horse, even if it's in a couple different pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably some of the best work I've ever done.
Okay, well, I'll just, this is a lot to process. I'm just gonna go home and I'll show my horses and I'll see what they have to say about it.
All right. Well, have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Closing time.
See.
Every scene is gonna end with us singing closing time.
I hope it super doesn't. But before we end our stream, Max, the people gotta know.
Who am I gonna fuck, marry, kill?
Exactly.
Also, thanks so much for Stab Comedy for rating us.
Hey, thank you.
So much, Dab. Love to see you.
I should have stabbed the horse instead of rip it apart with a velociraptor.
That would have been it. But
And you should have tried to do comedy instead of.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
for right
Got
now,
it.
chat,
All
write in as many people that you think would be funny as options or things in Fuck,
Or
Marry,
concepts
Kill.
as possible.
Yeah, keep them
Last
all
one of the
going.
evening, so get it out of your systems now.
And this is the
Exactly.
one about Max, the one that everyone's waiting
The most.
anxiously for.
Why we put it last?
Yeah.
Most
yeah.
anticipated.
Showstopper.
All right, keep them coming. We're gonna need a lot. The best thing. Anything
I
you've
will
been
look at
saving
it.
for all week.
The best, the best, the best.
Oh, righty. Let's take a look at what we got coming in the chat.
Don't hold back. Shady
Don't hold back. Put those suggestions in the chat now.
Let loose.
Just really
Cut loose.
shake them out.
Foot loose. Can we do a whole improvised show that's Footloose. Have any of us seen Footloose?
I don't even like regular Footloose.
What?
I've been in.
I don't like that show or movie. To me, it's just nonsensical and very bad.
Well, what if we found like a musical or movie that none of us had seen, and then none of us watch it, and we put on what we think the movie is?
Is it still a musical?
It's still a musical, yes.
There's something here.
Is there?
No. Maybe.
Who's to say?
Yes. And all right.
Quite a low bar for content. I mean,
I don't know. I did MS Paint Bob Ross ASMR earlier. The content bar is pretty low right now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna suggest the opposite. That we're only doing high art.
Yeah, high art only.
All right, Max.
Yes.
Here we go. Your 3 suggestions are Captain Planet, a bonobo, and a travel-sized shampoo bottle.
Okay.
It's a tough one. That's a tough one.
This is actually quite a difficult one.
Yeah.
Okay. It's tough, but I know what I have to do, right?
Oh wow.
First up, I'll do the Dan method. You choose who you're gonna marry first. I would love to be in a long-term committed relationship with Captain Planet. Just full stop. Captain Planet seems like a fantastic partner. Really loving.
He can only be around when all 5 of the Planeteers summon him.
True.
That's a good point.
Means a lot of independence, though, for you as a spouse. So.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think we would get something working, together. I feel like we probably hold very similar values, me and Captain Planet. So I'm pretty stuck on that one. And then here's the tough one. Look, I'm going to fuck the bonobo, because they are a monkey that it's one of the only other species who has sex for pleasure. So it seems like they can get pretty freaky. So here it is. I would fuck the bonobo. And finally, that leaves me with the pretty simple option of killing the travel-sized bottle of shampoo. I have no problem killing it as long as its dead carcass goes in the recycling bin afterwards.
Well, let's figure out where you put the body. But there you go. There you go. And now the people know. And without further ado, we'll end the night on a nice round of bartender. Max, the bar is yours. Chat. We're just looking for words. Go ahead and throw any word you want in the chat, and we'll make something happen.
All right.
Keep them coming.
Take it away, Mix.
Oh boy. Oh man, let's check. I know you're not supposed to check the clock, but how much longer do I have on this shift? 5 minutes until we close. Whew. All right, 1:55 a.m. Just the last stragglers are going to be coming in now.
Oh man. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey there, fellow citizen. What's up?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I better just let you know.
Yeah, go for it.
I just feel really messed up. It's pretty bad. I feel like a flop, and that's because my mind is a fuzz, and so that's why I feel bad because just because.
Man, that's a tough one. Yeah, like just because.
Yeah.
All right, I think I know what I got. I have something just for you. Oh, if there's one thing that'll make your mind as sharp as a sword, you gotta work on all of those tough words. If there is something that'll get you in the right state, it's that you have to practice all of your hate.
Oh, okay.
Give in to your anger. Let your hatred feed your power.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of really hate bonobos all of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
Those freaking chimpanzee look-alike motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the zoo and beat up a chimp.
Well, hey, they're actually really nice. Sheesh. I hope that guy doesn't actually. Maybe I shouldn't tell people to go act on their anger. I hope he doesn't do anything.
Hey, bartender.
I didn't do anything with the bonobo.
I didn't accuse you of doing anything with a bonobo.
Oh, sorry. How can I help you?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Oh, I went to work to go get some fun. I thought it'd be good, but now I'm on the run. I thought people would smile at nice and simple, but it turns out they were laughing because they were making fun of my pimple.
Oh, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
Because you don't even want to. Well,
No.
let's. I think there might be something in the old book of knowledge that I call my brain.
Okay.
I think I might have something for you. Oh, you might be feeling like a ugly old blob, but if there's something to help you with your job, it's that you are found on the run. There's only one thing you need. It's to buy a gun.
You're right. A gun. I could go shoot a bonobo with that gun.
Wait,
thank you. This is right in mine.
No, a bonobo will never make fun of your acne.
For me.
Bonobos are sweet and loving and caring. No.
Hey, bartender, you look a little sad.
Sorry. Hi. Sorry. How can I help? How can I help you? We're closing up in 2 minutes, so it's got to be quick.
I mean, you look pretty stressed out right now, but I can tell you about my problems.
Well, hold on. Would you mind if I told you about my problems?
I mean, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, but if you really need to.
I kind of, yeah, I need this right now.
Okay.
Oh, there is something that's making me real sad. People are acting on the things that make them mad. They are going to try and get their thrills, and they are going to have bonobos be killed.
Oh, that's pretty rough, buddy.
Yeah, is there anything that you can do to help me?
Yeah, here, I think I got something. Oh, if you need to get rid of a lot of things, you should count on this good handy spring. When I go and make a little snap, it'll turn out they'll be all gone like that.
What? There's a snap that'll make all of my enemies disappear?
Well, all bonobos.
Wait, no, bonobos are not my enemies. What did you do?
It is done.
What did you do? Where is he going? What? I can still see you.
No, you can't.
Hey, barkeep. Oh, can I get a drink?
No, I can't give you a drink right now.
But I've had a lot of problems. I'm an actor, you see, and I had just problems with my play.
Stop giving me your backstory. I don't care. All of the bonobos in the entire world just died.
Oh, what's a bonobo?
Oh, God. I mean, we're closed anyways. I'm technically not even the. Just go ahead.
Okay, I can tell you my woe.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I got cast in a play of Citizen Kane. I got cast of the role. It was the main. I had to say my lines right because on the line was my tush, but instead of saying Rosebud, I said Rose Bush.
Oh.
I messed it all up.
You know what? Helping people actually kind of makes me feel better. So you know what? I'm gonna do you one here.
Okay.
Oh, if there's anything that is to be gained when you play the role of Citizen Kane, you should find that remember that it's just a sled. And if you said it wrong, it is not the end.
Oh.
It's okay. Your rosebud, it's gone and it will never come back. But the love that you had for Rosebud will stay in your heart.
You okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I am okay.
Okay.
My love will always be with me.
Okay. Well, I gotta go. A couple of my friends said they were gonna go beat up some bonobos, so I gotta go do that.
They're all dead. You can't do that anymore.
Oh, well, I guess we don't have plans anymore. Hey guys, we're gonna have to find a new animal to beat up.
They're dead, but their bodies are still here. You want to hit them with sticks?
Yeah.
How could you?
Yep.
Time for you to finish your whiskey and beer.
Oh, thank you all for being here on this wild and wacky edition of Show and Tell Live. We never know where we're gonna end because we hardly know where we're gonna start.
In this case, it was Bonobo side.
It was Bonobo side. So thank you all for being with us again. A huge shout out to everyone who was able to stop by for the evening. Stab, thanks for being here as well. Appreciate it. Big shout out to everyone who gave bits or subbed or gift subbed. It all just goes back to making this a stronger and stronger show each week. I know it's improvised, but it still takes a lot of work to get it to where it is now. But thank you so much, Mac and Bree.
Oh, thank you.
Come back on Tuesday for more goofs. I believe Steve is this week for ASMR, and that'll be interesting. We'll figure that out if not. And there's a likelihood we might be streaming Minecraft on Saturday night.
Tomorrow night.
As part of a collaboration with some
Yes.
other streamers, like our good friend Zenfrox.
Mhm.
So that might happen. And I'm just now reading the credits for the first time is what's happening. Down to finer. Amazing. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. We are going to go raid our good friend Artsy Fartsy, who we never get a chance to raid because our schedules just don't align at all. But we're gonna go raid Artsy Fartsy. And before we do that, though, we're gonna end stream the way we end every single stream. Max, how do we end every single stream?
We end, I mean, just the same way we end every single game, we end by singing closing time.
Right.
At every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for being here. See ya on Saturday.
Yeah.
Closing time. Time for
Close
you
to
to
all
go
Bonobos,
home.
they are
Alcohol
won't be open to your brothers or your sisters. Come.
I know.
Those are not allowed. So monkeys